We all know that feeling, don't we? That subtle, almost invisible energy we pick up from someone the moment we meet them. Maybe it feels like a warm embrace, like you've known this person for lifetimes, or maybe it feels like a heavy cloud, making you want to walk away as fast as possible. But what is this energy? And how can we know if someone's vibration is good or bad for us? That's what we're going to explore together today. Now, when we talk about vibration, it can sound a bit mystical, but let's break it down in a way that makes sense. Everything in the universe is made up of energy. This isn't just spiritual talk, it's physics. Every thought, every emotion, every intention carries a frequency, and we as humans are constantly emitting these frequencies. The people you interact with are either raising your vibration or lowering it. So how do we distinguish whose energy is good and whose isn't? How do we know if someone's vibration is nurturing our growth or subtly draining us? Let's start with the basic principle: energy doesn't lie. You can often tell more about someone from the way they make you feel than from the words they say. Words can be manipulated, but energy, it's pure. It's honest. You might not always be able to explain it logically, but that inner compass you have, that gut feeling, is the most accurate guide for sensing someone's vibration. I want you to think of a time when you were around someone who just made you feel lighter, happier, more at peace. What was it about them? Chances are they weren't necessarily saying anything profound, but their energy was lifting yours. That's one of the first signs of someone with a good vibration. They make you feel more like yourself. You feel aligned, centered, and connected to your deeper truth. On the flip side, we've all encountered people who, within minutes of being around them, make us feel drained, anxious, or out of balance. These are the people whose vibration is not aligned with ours, or worse, they are operating from a lower frequency that pulls us down. But how do we truly know whether someone's vibration is good or bad for us? Let's dig deeper.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
A person with good vibration is someone who doesn't need to constantly seek validation from the outside world. They are centered in themselves. They don't need to compete with you or prove themselves. Instead, they create an environment of support and upliftment. When you're around them, you feel seen, you feel heard, you feel valued. That's because their energy is one of inclusion, love, and authenticity. You're not just another person in their world, you are a reflection of the divine, and they treat you as such. Now, contrast that with someone who is operating from a place of insecurity or ego. Their vibration feels heavier because they are constantly trying to fill an internal void by taking from others, whether it's attention, energy, or validation. This doesn't always happen in obvious ways. Sometimes it's subtle. You might notice you're feeling anxious or insecure around them, even if they're not directly doing anything negative. This is an energetic mismatch, and your body is picking up on it before your mind fully understands what's happening. So here's a deep question for you. How do you feel after spending time with certain people? Do you feel energized, inspired, or at peace? Or do you feel drained, anxious, or unbalanced? Your body is always communicating with you, sending you signals about the energy of those around you. Are you listening? Another key indicator of someone's vibration is their level of presence. People with good vibrations are fully present with you. They're not distracted by their phones, their thoughts, or their ego. They are with you in the moment, engaged and connected. You feel their attention. You feel their care. This presence creates a space of healing and openness, where you can be your authentic self without fear of judgment. But people with lower vibrations often struggle to be present. You'll notice they might be physically there, but their mind is elsewhere. You sense that they're not really listening to you, or worse, they're using the conversation as a means to talk about themselves. This lack of presence leaves you feeling unseen, unheard, and ultimately disconnected. It's not that they're bad people, but their energy is scattered, and it pulls you away from your own center. Now, here's something important to consider. Not everyone with a lower vibration is intentionally negative or harmful. Sometimes, people are going through tough times, and their energy reflects that. But here's where discernment comes in. Are they aware of it? Are they working through it? Or are they letting that lower energy dictate how they treat others? A person with good vibrations may go through tough times, but they don't let those experiences define how they interact with the world. They continue to hold space for others, even when they're struggling. This brings us to another crucial point. How does this person treat others? It's easy to be kind when things are going well, but what about when life gets tough? Do they still treat others with respect, kindness, and compassion? Or do they lash out, blame, or project their own pain onto others? A person's vibration is often revealed in how they handle adversity. Someone with a high vibration will face challenges with grace, patience, and humility. They won't try to drag others down with them. But here's an even deeper question. How do you handle adversity? Are you able to maintain your vibration even when things get tough? Or do you find yourself slipping into lower frequencies of fear, anger, or blame? The people in your life will often mirror back to you the energy you're putting out into the world. So if you're consistently attracting people with lower vibrations, it might be a sign that there's some inner work to be done. Let's talk about the importance of boundaries. When it comes to energy, boundaries are everything. If you don't have strong boundaries, you'll end up absorbing other people's energy, whether it's good or bad. People with lower vibrations often lack boundaries themselves, and they may unconsciously or consciously try to invade your energetic space. They might overshare, demand your attention, or take advantage of your kindness. But here's the thing: you don't owe anyone your energy. You have the right to protect your vibration, and sometimes that means distancing yourself from people whose energy doesn't align with yours. But how do you set boundaries with someone whose vibration is not good for you, especially if there's someone you care about? This can be tricky, but it's essential for your well-being. Start by being honest with yourself about how this person makes you feel. If their energy consistently leaves you feeling drained or anxious, it's time to create some distance. This doesn't mean you have to cut them out of your life completely, but you may need to limit the amount of time you spend with them or the type of conversations you engage in. Ask yourself, are you honoring your own energy? Are you protecting your vibration, or are you allowing others to dictate how you feel? Remember, you are responsible for your energy, and no one else can protect it for you. As we continue this journey together, let's dive into an even deeper layer of understanding. The people in your life are mirrors of your own vibration. I know that can be a tough pill to swallow, but once you truly grasp this concept, it will completely transform the way you see relationships, energy, and even yourself. Think about it: every person you attract into your life is reflecting something about you. This doesn't mean that if someone has a bad vibration, you're a bad person. Rather, it means that the energy you're putting out into the world is in some way aligned with the energy you're receiving. This is the law of vibration, the idea that like attracts like. If you are vibrating at a certain frequency, you will naturally attract people, situations, and experiences that match that frequency. But here's where it gets interesting sometimes. The people who challenge us the most are actually reflecting parts of ourselves that we need to heal or integrate. Have you ever noticed that certain people trigger you more than others? Maybe it's a particular personality trait that drives you crazy, or maybe it's the way someone behaves that makes you feel insecure or uncomfortable. These triggers are not random. They are showing you something about yourself that needs attention. Let's break that down. If someone's vibration feels bad to you, it's easy to label them as toxic or negative and assume the problem is entirely with them. But what if that person is actually reflecting something within you that you haven't fully acknowledged? Maybe they're triggering a wound from your past, or maybe they're exposing a fear or insecurity you've been avoiding. This is what I mean when I say that people are mirrors. They show us what we need to work on within ourselves. So how do you know if someone's vibration is reflecting something within you that needs healing? Start by paying attention to how you feel around them. If you feel triggered, ask yourself why. What is it about this person that is making you uncomfortable? Is it really about them, or is it about something unresolved within you? For example, if someone's arrogance bothers you, it might be reflecting a part of you that feels insecure or unworthy. If someone's neediness drains you, it might be reflecting a part of you that struggles with setting boundaries. This is where the real spiritual work begins. Instead of blaming others for how they make you feel, take responsibility for your own energy. Ask yourself, what is this person teaching me about myself? What part of my own vibration is being reflected back to me through this interaction? This doesn't mean you have to tolerate negative behavior or stay in unhealthy relationships, but it does mean that every encounter is an opportunity for growth. Here's a deep question for you. Are you brave enough to look at the people in your life as mirrors of your own energy? Are you willing to take responsibility for the energy you're putting out into the world and the energy you're attracting? This is a radical shift in perspective, but it's one of the most empowering things you can do. Once you understand that you are responsible for your own vibration, you stop being a victim of other people's energy. You realize that you have the power to change your vibration, and in doing so, you change the kinds of people and experiences you attract into your life. But let's be clear, taking responsibility for your vibration doesn't mean blaming yourself for other people's bad behavior. It simply means recognizing that your energy is part of the equation. You can't control how others behave, but you can control how you respond to them and how much access you give them to your energy. If someone's vibration is consistently draining or toxic, you have the right to protect your energy by setting boundaries or removing yourself from the situation. But before you do that, take a moment to reflect on what this person might be teaching you about yourself. Now, let's talk about a key aspect of maintaining a high vibration: emotional regulation. People with good vibrations tend to have a high level of emotional intelligence. This means they are aware of their emotions, but they don't let their emotions control them. They feel deeply, but they don't react impulsively. They can hold space for their own emotions and the emotions of others without getting overwhelmed or defensive. On the other hand, people with lower vibrations often struggle with emotional regulation. You'll notice they react to life from a place of fear, anger, or insecurity. They may lash out, blame others, or get stuck in negative emotional patterns. This doesn't make them bad people, it just means they haven't yet learned how to regulate their emotions in a healthy way. But here's the thing, if you're around someone who is constantly reacting from a place of low vibration, it can start to affect your own energy. This is why it's so important to cultivate emotional awareness within yourself. The more aware you are of your own emotions and how they influence your vibration, the easier it becomes to navigate relationships with people who may not have that same level of awareness. Instead of getting pulled into their emotional turbulence, you can stay grounded in your own energy. So how do you stay grounded when you're around someone whose vibration is lower than yours? First, you need to be clear about your own energy. Take time each day to center yourself, whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature. The more grounded you are in your own vibration, the less likely you are to be affected by other people's energy. Next, practice empathy without absorbing. People with lower vibrations are often carrying a lot of pain, and while it's important to be compassionate, it's also important to protect your own energy. You can listen to someone without taking on their emotional baggage. Visualize a protective barrier around your energy field, and remind yourself that you are responsible for your energy, not theirs. Here's a powerful question to reflect on: how often do you absorb other people's emotions without realizing it? Do you find yourself feeling drained or anxious after spending time with certain people? If so, it might be time to strengthen your energetic boundaries. This doesn't mean closing yourself off from others, but it does mean being more mindful of whose energy you allow into your space. Now, let's talk about another aspect of vibration that often goes unnoticed: the power of words. Words carry energy, and the words people use can tell you a lot about their vibration. People with high vibrations tend to speak in a way that uplifts others. They use words that are kind, encouraging, and empowering. They don't engage in gossip, criticism, or negativity because they understand that words hold power. Their words reflect their inner state of peace and love. But people with lower vibrations often use words as a weapon. They may criticize, complain, or speak negatively about others because their inner world is filled with turmoil. They are not aware of the impact their words have, both on themselves and on those around them. If you're constantly around someone who speaks negatively, it will start to affect your vibration, whether you realize it or not. So here's another question for you. How do the people around you speak? Are their words uplifting or draining? Are they focused on solutions or stuck in problems? The way someone speaks is a direct reflection of their inner vibration. And if you want to maintain a high vibration, it's important to surround yourself with people who speak with kindness, love, and positivity. But let's not forget about your own words. How do you speak? Are you mindful of the energy behind your words? Do you speak with compassion, or do you find yourself falling into patterns of negativity or criticism? The words you use are a direct reflection of your own vibration, and just as others are mirrors for you, your words are a mirror for your inner state. Now that we've dived deep into understanding how others mirror your vibration and how words reflect inner energy, let's shift the focus to something even more empowering: how to align your own vibration to attract the right people into your life. This is where the real transformation begins. You see, once we understand that everything in our external world is a reflection of our internal state, we can take control of our energy and begin to consciously attract people, relationships, and experiences that align with our highest self. When we talk about aligning your vibration, What we're really talking about is living in harmony with your truth. The more authentic you are, the more you emit a clear, strong frequency that attracts people who resonate with that energy. But here's the thing, alignment isn't always easy. It requires you to let go of the masks you've been wearing, to stop pretending to be someone you're not, and to truly embrace who you are at your core. Ask yourself, how often do you show up as your authentic self in your relationships? Do you feel like you have to hide parts of who you are to be accepted? Or do you feel free to express your truth, knowing that the right people will love you for who you are? The more aligned you are with your true self, the more you'll attract people who appreciate you for exactly who you are, flaws and all. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful ways to raise your vibration and align with your higher self, self-love. It's no secret that love is one of the highest vibrational frequencies you can emit. But this doesn't just apply to love for others, it starts with love for yourself. When you truly love and accept yourself, you send out a signal to the universe that you are worthy of love and respect. This signal attracts others who will reflect that same love and respect back to you. But self-love is more than just a concept. It's a practice. It's something you have to cultivate daily through your thoughts, your actions, and your self-talk. How do you speak to yourself? Are you kind and compassionate, or do you criticize and judge yourself? The way you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. If you're constantly putting yourself down or doubting your worth, you're emitting a low vibration that will attract people who reinforce those feelings of inadequacy. On the other hand, when you practice self-love, you raise your vibration and naturally attract people who reflect that love back to you. These are the people who see your worth, who uplift you, and who support your growth. They don't need you to be anything other than who you are, because they are aligned with the energy of love and acceptance. Now, here's a deep question for you. How much of your self-worth is tied to external validation? Do you rely on others to make you feel good about yourself, or do you find that sense of worth within? The more you rely on external validation, the more you give away your power. But when you cultivate a deep sense of self-love, you take back that power. You become the source of your own validation, and in doing so, you attract people who appreciate you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. Another key aspect of aligning your vibration is to live in alignment with your values. When you're out of alignment with your core values, your energy becomes fragmented, and this creates a disconnect between the person you are and the energy you're putting out into the world. This disconnect can lead to attracting people who don't truly align with your higher purpose or who don't respect your boundaries. Take a moment to reflect on your core values. What do you stand for? What is truly important to you? Is it honesty? Compassion? Freedom? Now ask yourself, are you living in alignment with those values in your relationships? Are you surrounding yourself with people who share those values, or are you compromising your own truth to fit in or to keep the peace? When you live in alignment with your values, your energy becomes more coherent, more powerful, and more magnetic. People can feel this. They can sense when you are living in integrity, and they are naturally drawn to that energy. This is why it's so important to be clear about what you stand for and to embody those values in every aspect of your life. The more aligned you are, the more you'll attract people who resonate with those same values. But here's the thing, aligning your vibration isn't just about attracting the right people. It's also about repelling the wrong people. This might sound harsh, but it's true. When you raise your vibration, you'll naturally start to repel people who are operating from lower frequencies. These are the people who drain your energy, who don't respect your boundaries, or who hold you back from your growth. This can be one of the most challenging parts of raising your vibration, letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. It's natural to want to hold on to people, especially if they've been in your life for a long time. But sometimes, growth requires letting go. When someone's vibration is no longer aligned with yours, holding on to that relationship can keep you stuck in old patterns. It can prevent you from fully stepping into your power and attracting the people who are truly aligned with your higher self. So here's another deep question. Are there any relationships in your life that are no longer serving your highest good? Are you holding on to people out of fear, obligation, or comfort, even though you know they are not aligned with your growth? Letting go is never easy, but it's a necessary part of raising your vibration and aligning with your true self. Now, let's talk about the importance of gratitude in raising your vibration. Gratitude is one of the quickest and most powerful ways to shift your energy. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you naturally raise your vibration and attract more of what you want into your life. This is because gratitude puts you in a state of abundance, where you're focusing on the positive aspects of your life rather than what's lacking. But gratitude isn't just about being thankful for the good things. It's also about finding the lessons and the growth in the challenges. Even the difficult people in your life are there to teach you something. When you can find gratitude for the lessons, even in the most challenging relationships, you raise your vibration and shift your perspective from one of victimhood to one of empowerment. Here's a powerful practice you can start today. Take a moment to reflect on the people in your life, both the ones who uplift you and the ones who challenge you. What lessons have they taught you? How have they helped you grow? Even if someone's vibration is not aligned with yours, can you find gratitude for the role they've played in your journey? By practicing gratitude, you not only raise your vibration, but you also open yourself up to receiving more of what you truly want: more love, more support, and more aligned relationships. Finally, let's talk about the role of trust in aligning your vibration. When you're raising your vibration and attracting new people into your life, it's important to trust the process. Sometimes, the people who are meant for you won't show up right away. There may be periods of loneliness or uncertainty as you let go of old relationships and wait for new ones to come in. But trust that the universe is always working in your favor. The people who are meant for you will come into your life at the right time, and they will reflect the energy you are putting out into the world. So here's the final deep question for you. Do you trust the process? Do you trust that by aligning your vibration, you will attract the right people into your life? Or are you holding on to fear or doubt, worried that you'll be left alone or that the right people will never come? Trust is the key to manifesting aligned relationships. When you trust, you create space for the universe to bring the right people into your life in divine timing.